which row across those triangle it is? Excuse me, we use and what it is?
The fifth one.
Fifth row. And what is the fifth row?
Fifth row.
Hold on a second. We're gonna thank you so much for wanting to answer. I need you to say it quietly, please.
1, 5, 10, 10, 5.
Good. 1, 5, 10, 5.
5, 10, 5. I can hear you. I don't think you hear you.
1, 5, 10. 10, 5, 1. How many numbers are there?
6.
6.
So you need 6.
It's the fifth row, but there are 6 numbers. So what do you think the pattern is in that regard? So if it's the fourth row, how many numbers do you think there will be? 5. So one more than the row number. So we're going to start with the 1 for our coefficient. What will the exponent be on the x? 5. And what will the exponent be on the 2? 0. So the next term has a coefficient of 5. Do I need to move you guys?
Not necessary.
And then what's my exponent on my x? 4 times 2 to the 1. Next coefficient, 10. X 3 times 2 squared. I'm going to stop for a moment. If you add your exponents at each individual term, what do they add up to?
We haven't.
5 plus 0 adds up to 5. 4 plus 1, 3 plus 2. So it should add up to that. It should always do that. So you've done something wrong if it doesn't add up to that. So I'm going to continue on to the next area here. So 10 x to the, what's the exponent on the x? 2. 2?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. And then 2 to the
1 to the 1.
No, 2. No, that one's up. That one's to the third.
And then 5 x to the 1 and 2 to the 4. And my last term, 1 x to the 0, 2 to the 5th. So now simplifying. What's my first term simplified to? X to the 5th. So if you want, you can cross that out. And then what's the second term simplified? 10 x to the 4th. And so this one's going to be 10 times 4. If I simplify that 2 squared. So that's going to be 40 x to the 3rd. Making sense so far? And then 10 times 8. Or 80 x squared. 2 to the 4th would be what? 16. And what's 5 times 16?
21.
I think you added. That's okay. 5 times 16 is 80 x. And then my last term is 32. What's different on number 2? Subtraction there. So we're going to do the same thing we did before all of these, except when we go to put that 2 in there, instead of putting a positive 2, we're going to put a negative 2. So what is the row and the row numbers? Yes, you said.
It's row 4 and it's 1, 3, 3, 1.
I think you took row 3.
Oh, sorry, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1.
Good. And so for my first term, it's 1 times x to the 4th times negative 2 to the 0 plus 4x to the, what's the exponent on the x?
Wait, 3.
3. We want to go down, so it's 3. Exponent on my -2 is 1. So I did 1 and 4. Now do 6. X 2. And -2 to the 2. And then we have 4. X
To the
first. -2 to the third. And my last term will be 1 times x to the 0, -2 to the fourth. Okay. What's -2 to the 0? 1. So we just get x to the fourth when we simplify it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
This is 1 times 1. So what's -2 to the 1? -2. -2 times 4 would be -8, right? So -8x to the third. Does that make sense? So next term, 6 times -2 squared. What is -2 squared equal to?
Just 4.
Just 4. So plus 24x squared. -2 to the third gives us 8. 8 or -8? -8. So that's -32x. And then -2 to the fourth is 16. What do you notice about the signs?
Minuses. You mean,
More than just minuses?
there's a plus in there, so. It's like low end. Oh, is that for 2 pluses?
There's a pattern.
2 pluses.
What's the pattern of
Oh,
minuses?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, alternates.
What's good, but what's the pattern of the signs?
Oh.
Plus, minus,
What? Minus, plus, minus,
Four
plus.
goes into
If
one.
the
So
exponent is
the-
positive, then it's
So the signs change.
Subtract, add, subtract.
Plus, so minus, plus, minus, plus.
That's what I just said.
does it vary at all? Like if it's not negative or positive, if the exponent's like a odd or even? Like for example, if it's 4, it's a plus. If it's
That's my
3,
next
it's
question. Yes.
Is it?
So when does it make it a negative?
Ooh, with the odd number.
An odd exponent. That's right. So this -2 to the 1 is going to give me the negative there. -2 squared is going to be positive. -2 to the third is going to be negative. Yeah.
Wait, why is this switch? Sorry.
Well, because when you have that odd exponent, it's like the odd one would be -2 times -2, which gives you +4, but that third one makes it a -8. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. Okay, so I'm going to have you do this as your U-try. Number 3 is your U-try. Don't forget to put in -4 as your second number. You're doing number 3 as your U-try.
You think it's funny to steal my paper like that? 'Cause I don't. I definitely don't. Yeah, exactly. I'm not- Oh. Come on, man. Exactly. What is it? I don't know. Third row, and then one. Third rows and 1, 2, 3. Third row? Yeah, third row. Wow. The answer is you. The answer is you. Do it. Joseph? Joseph. Joseph? She didn't call me my name. She just got mad at me. That class is so tough, bro. That's why every day.
Oh.
Weren't you in?
Joseph.
No, last year I was in.
You were here.
Just shut up, bro. You are there.
Acting
No, you are at.
Almost, sorry.
I went to first. I mean, just I went all. I always lie about that.
I'm a kid. I'm so serious. I went to
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I know she always like comes to find me. She's so funny.
You asking me? You asking wrong.
No, stay. Probably be negative. Oh, they're all gonna get that shit. So all of this.
what I actually have to do.
Wait. What's
So the four is.
yeah, there's. How's that?
Sorry, man.
Okay, this is what you should get here.
Just fun around.
No, I had a question at first, but then I don't.
Okay,
It's gonna be
what's different on number 4? So Derek says he sees a coefficient in front of the variable. What happens? This is going to complicate it a little bit. We haven't seen one like this yet. What's the row from Pascal's triangle?
5.
So which is what? That would be the 4th row?
Yeah, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1.
Okay, you're still learning. So our first term is going to be 1, and then the 2u will have what exponent? 5.
Just the decrease.
And then
0.
1 to the 0. And then the next one is a 5. 2u is to what exponent?
4.
4. There's 1 to the 1. 10 times 2u to the 3rd times 1 squared. 10 again.
I have a question to the board. Instead of doing all that, can you just multiply by 2 since half is the same as the other half? Or is that not possible? Like for example, it goes 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. It's all the same values. So can you multiply it by 2? Or is that not?
I don't know what you mean by multiplying by 2.
Like on a triangle, it's 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. It's the same values. So it wouldn't be the same value. Oh, never mind.
Mr. Costello, I got a better question. On a test, do we have to use this pyramid thing, or can we just follow it out?
No, you have to use the pyramid. Yeah. I'll say you have to use Pascal's triangle or use binomial theorem. Yeah. You don't want, I mean, like to the 5th, you don't want to multiply it out. It's a pain in the neck.
We forgot how to do the Pascal.
Then I wouldn't give you credit for it.
At all? You don't get the right answer for you?
Because this is what I want to see, Pascal's triangle. So then my next term is 5 times 2u to the, just 2u, and then 1 to the 4th, and then 1, 2u to the 0 times 1 to the 5th. So, simplifying it, pay attention here. What is 2u to the 5th equal to?
2 to the 5th?
2u to the 5th. 2u quantity to the 5th. Because I put parentheses there, because I have to take the whole 2u to the 5th.
Oh, more.
No.
So it's 2u times 2u times 2u 5 times.
It's gonna be
So we have to take
32 u to the
5th.
fifth.
That's right. So it's going to be 32u to the 5th. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, who's the dumbass?
So you don't. Language.
So 2u to the 4th. What does that equal to?
It's gonna become 16.
16u to the 4th. So 5 times 16 is 80 u to the 4th. 2u to the 3rd. 8u to the 3rd. So that's going to be 80 u to the 3rd. And then 2u quantity squared. 4u squared. So 40 u squared. You're right. That's just so it's just 1, right?
Yeah.
And then 5 times 2u would be 10u. And then what's 2u to the 0?
Oh, it's 1.
It's 1. So it's just going to be plus 1. Okay. Anybody still looking at this? Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna add 1. You got 1 and that's going to be the same. And now do 1.5. So
You good? Okay. So a lot of terms to write out, isn't it? So on like a multiple choice test, like an SAT or something like that, or maybe on my test, I might not want to give you 2 of those problems. I might want to give you 1 and then do something like this where I say, just find the 4th term in the expansion. Okay. So I show you how to do that because we don't want to necessarily have to expand the entire thing out. It takes a lot of time. So what we're going to do is, what's the 4th row from Pascal's triangle? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So my first term is an x. Pay attention here. My first term is an x. What exponent do I start with on the x's? The 4. And then I go what direction? Down. So it's 3, 2, 1, then 0, right? So it's only talking about the 4th term. So we're not going to expand everything because you could expand it out if you wanted to. This is just a shortcut. So now we're going to take the 3, and the 3 exponent is going to start with what exponent? 0. And then it's going to go up. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you want me to repeat that, what I just did? Okay, so we want to do the 4th term, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my 4th term. So my coefficient from this term, from Pascal's triangle, is what? Coefficient from Pascal's triangle is here. Is 4. So we're going to take 4. What is my exponent on my x? It's a 1. The exponent on the 3?
What do we get the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? What do we get the 4, 3, 2, 1?
What would be 3?
3. So I simplify that. 3 to the 3rd is 27 times 4, 108x. Okay, let me repeat what I did. So this is the 4th row of Pascal's triangle, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So I took, on the top, I would do my x's. This is my first one. So x's starts with 4, and then it goes down by 1. 3, 2, 1, 0. Now my 3, thank you those of you who are sitting quietly. My 3 is my second term. It starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I count to my 4th term, 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle that 1. My coefficient from Pascal's triangle is 4. Exponent on the x is 1. Exponent on the 3 is 3. And I simplify.
Couldn't you just you know how we do it when we're doing the full thing? Couldn't we just do it like that, but only for that one?
So the problem is you don't know where to go because you're so counting. If there's some way that you can count, this helps you organize it, but if you have another way of organizing it, that's fine.
How do you know that it's like to the third? Like, how do you know it's
So because I know that my first term for the 3 is going to have an exponent of 0, then the second term is a 1, then 2, then 3. So 0, 1. Does that make sense?
All right, now I understand this.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so let's do one more. So I'm going to change this to y minus 4 to the 5th. What is the 5th row from Pascal's triangle? Okay, so 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, and 1. So we want to find the y's up here. So the first term here is a y. What exponent do I start with for the y? 5 from here. And I go what direction? Up or down? Down. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So what do I put here? What number do I put here? So I'm going to put a 0 here, but what do I put here?
You're gonna put the
Negative 4. So 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to take my second term. So I just count 1, 2. This is my second term, coefficient of 5. My y is to the 4th. My negative 4 is to the 1. This would simplify to negative 20y to the 4th. Okay.